The weather is starting to get cooler, and you might be noticing your skin is already getting dry. It's time to transition your skincare and fix all the sun damage that might have happened over the summer. So here to help us is Elizabeth Weiler. She is the Director of Education and Development at Of Me Aesthetics. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us.
Well, good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
Okay, you guys offer all kinds of things for our skin, but what's the best way to make sure your skin is hydrated now as the weather gets colder? We're going to be spending more time indoors. We're going to have the heater on. That's not good, is it?
Well, you really said it. It is really about skin dehydration a lot of the times. Here in Chicago, we love our summers, our Chicago summers, but, we can really establish and accumulate a lot of signs of skin dehydration and dullness and lifelessness. And skin dehydration will affect almost all the processes of the skin because there are these special enzymes that live in the skin that when we're lacking moisture and water from a long summer of fun activities, they don't function properly. And so that really inhibits your cell's normal shedding processes, can make the skin sort of, look dry, lifeless, a loss of radiance. And so some of the best ways to treat that would be in-office treatments. Of course, they're my favorite because they're really high impact.
Well, I was going to say, before we get into that, because let's just stop for a minute and let's talk about what people can do if they're not able to get into one of your locations. Say you want to go to a drugstore. Let's talk face creams. Do they make a difference, and how should they be applied?
They absolutely do make a difference. And I actually have a drugstore find with me today, as well as a medical grade version. So one thing you can do at home that's really effective is maximize your moisturizer. And so by that, I mean applying it to damp skin or using a facial mist. And this is from the drugstore. This is La Roche-Posay Thermal Spring Water. And you would apply this first, followed by a hydrating serum. So mine here is a medical grade version by Skin Medica called HA5. I love this one. But I also found this one by The Ordinary when I was at the drugstore, and the ingredient deck looks promising, so it might be worth a try.
Okay.
But applying a moisture sandwich, so you've got your thermal spring water or damp fingertips, apply a hydrator, and then go ahead and apply a moisturizer right on top. And that's going to get you some nice impact in delivering hydration back into the skin.
Okay, and so maybe like a little fingerful, but not too much. Okay, I want to get to our viewer questions because we have a couple for you. One of our viewers, Natalie, is asking, if you're young, but you've noticed some wrinkles forming over the summer, what should you do for that?
Absolutely. If you're younger, now is the time to start. It's never too late to start, but now is really the time. The earlier, the better. So start to, and it's important in the winter, in the fall, all the seasons to really douse yourself in SPF. That's actually going to help restore the skin in itself. Studies show that your skin will actually improve just by using an SPF. One thing, if you're younger, you can do for fine lines and wrinkles would also be chemical peels. So chemical peels will strip away some of those dead skin cells and reveal that dewy, glowy, healthy skin underneath. So that's a favorite too.
And you actually answered our next viewer question, which was from Madeline. She wanted to know, I want an everyday product that keeps my skin glowing. What ingredients should I look for in products? You mentioned all of these things. And so I think you've touched on that. But those hydrofacials, they're all over the internet. Everybody's getting them. What are they, and do they really make a difference?
Well, they're one of our top client requested services for a good reason. It's known for its 3-step process. So 3 steps, the best skin of your life. It uses patented technology to exfoliate, deep clean the skin and the pores, and hydrate all at the same time. So after a hydrofacial, you're instantly glowing and dewy and radiant, and it reveals all that beautiful skin. It's instant gratification.
Very nice. Okay, what does something like that cost?
So they're usually across the board somewhere between $199 and $300 or so. There are different customizations that you can choose, like specialized boosters and supercharged serums if you opt for that. Okay. That would change that a little bit.
If we can't afford to do that, your recommendations going to the drugstore too to get some of those hydrating facial creams and everything. But we all want to look dewy, fresh, and young. So we appreciate you joining us this morning and sharing all the things we can do to make our skin better in the winter. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.